Hello everyone, this is Eagle Al. I'm gonna make a video on my favorite supplements and also my favorite food or nutrient type items that I believe in that work for me, that I feel are good for a person that is on a strength training regimen. Everyone obviously has their own difference in opinion, but these are the things that work for me. These are what I go with, and I'm 49. I'm not amazingly muscular. I'm not like overwhelming, but I'm 49. I've been in shape my whole life. I'm very strong for my age. I'm making good gains in the gym. I feel good. I feel healthy, and these are the things that I feel work for me. Let's tackle supplements or eating. What I try to do daily as I eat is I try to go with up my proteins every chance I can get. Every time I eat a meal, look at the food options that I have and try to get that protein count up. And then every meal I eat, whenever possible, I try to get my carbs and fat amounts lower to a minimal. Now, the thing is, you can be balanced and reasonable about it, and you don't have to be like super strict, super textbook, super scientific. You don't have to break out a calculator every time. You can eat good and eat healthy and get good results, and you can get leaner, more ripped without, like I said, you don't have to make the strictness to an absurd level. In a perfect world or somewhat perfect world, I would like my daily total calorie count to look something like this. 50% of my total calories, protein, 30% carb, and 20% fat. Now you could get carried away and alter that range more extreme to the ends, but it's not really necessary. And if you study the average American's eating habits, you would realize that they are so far off from getting close to those numbers I just quoted. They are so far off, it's absurd. If you go on like a keto diet where you're like no carbs, no carbs, carbs are the enemy, carbs are evil, you're going to be denying your body nutrients that it needs. You're going to be limiting your body on its intake of energy providing foods. So going fully anti-carb is not a good idea. Going fully zero fat is pretty close to impossible, and is not necessary, and is not necessarily completely healthy for you either. Fat in itself is not automatically inherently bad. A certain amount of fat is required and it's needed for many functions of the body to take place. Good fats get stored in your cartilage, so you got this tissue between your bones that cushion it and protect it and stop your bones from rubbing together and help you on impact. Your eyes use fat, your heart. I mean, fat is actually used in amounts in your body for many health benefits. So instead of being like I said, a calculator about it and breaking it down, it's just every meal. I've went this route for a long time, so it kind of comes instinctively without having to put a lot of thought into it. Up the protein as much as you can, lower the carbs and fat whenever you can, as much as you can. Every meal is not going to look perfect. We don't live in a perfect world. If one meal I noticed it was way out of proportion, I was like, yeah, the fat was kind of high on that meal, and so was the carbs. Like what I might do the next time I eat, if I have the right stuff around me where I can make it happen, I'll be like, well, this particular meal I'm going to get really strict because the last meal was kind of off whack, off balance. So this meal I'm going just a straight protein meal, just nothing but somewhat lean meats, and that's it. So I will literally sometimes meal by meal, I will make up for one meal that wasn't really fitting the scenario that I wish it to be. By like I said, I'll make up for it the next meal. And if you're just kind of conscious through this on a daily, you can get good at it, and it's the best way to keep it simple without having to look at all these fad diets. Just remember, protein as high as you can whenever you can, fats and carbs as low as you can whenever you can. Um, like I said earlier, carbs provide energy source, so don't get stupid about it and treat carbs like they're the enemy. And there's certain carbs that are better for you than other carbs. If your carbs come from fruit, you're not going to hurt yourself. Little bit of rice isn't going to hurt you. You know, gives you that quick energy you need. I wouldn't go a massive pile of rice on the plate that covers a third of the plate. You know, I do like maybe a third of a cup, just enough to little accent my meal and give me a little bit extra. Um, and that's how I go about it as far as the actual foods that I eat. I also, throughout the year, all year long, I never go on a short period of time that's called a diet. All year long, I keep and watchful eye on the total amount of calories I take in daily. I know for my personal situation, my age, and my conditioning, how many carbs I can do a day and not put on a pound of fat. For me, it happens to be anywhere from 1,500 to about 2,000 even. If I keep it in the 1,500 to 2,000 range, I will not gain any fat. That's for my activity level, my age, and my metabolism. Every single individual is different, so you can't pick a number and say this is the magic number, how many calories you should get. Everyone's unique. Most days, I probably end the day at about, I would say, 1,700 calories is a fair assessment. Supplements. There is an endless supply of supplements on the market to reel people in, to get them to buy this and that, and this container is $19.95 and that one's $30. And a lot of the supplements that people are trying to sell you aren't that beneficial for you and aren't that needed. Over the years, I've tried a lot of pre-workout items, and some of the pre-workout drinks do have things in them that will boost your energy and get you motivated and help you out for a workout. But that being said, a lot of them ain't really necessary. I have found that you drink a good solid cup of coffee 30 minutes to an hour before you work out. That's all you really need. And it's way cheaper than a $30 container of pre-workout where the main functioning ingredient is caffeine, and then they add 4 or 5 other ingredients with fancy names that they hope are going to make you go, whoa, this pre-workout is loaded, when you don't really need those 3 or 4 other items. Basically, you need caffeine, and coffee will do that for you. So, but like I said, I've been reeled into that in the past where I was always taking pre-workout drinks, and you don't really have to. Sometimes my caffeine will be just a couple of caffeine capsules or an energy shot. So caffeine, excellent supplement for energy. It holds off your hunger for a little bit longer when you're trying to limit your daily calories, and it provides you the instantaneous energy that you need. Now, as far as health supplements that people specifically go to a health store to buy, and that are designed for people in a strength training field. Now, I'm not talking, people that, I don't know, what other things. I'm talking about strength training. In my opinion, the number one most beneficial, most effective supplement you can buy in a health food store is creatine. It was originally came out in the form called creatine monohydrate, but now they've got like 4 different versions. Old school creatine monohydrate is all you need. It's in a white, tasteless powder. Add a dose of it to any drink whatsoever. It's usually flavorless unless you get a kind where they've added a flavor. Creatine monohydrate is very effective. That's the one workout supplement that the industry got right. That's definitely not a gimmick, that you can get without a doctor's prescription. Very effective. And if any of you out there have never done creatine, it is worth a while. After my first couple years of working out, many years ago, I had my bench press was stuck at I'm trying to remember. It was stuck at like two 230. Yeah, I was stuck at 230, and that year I got on the creatine and was taking it daily, daily, daily. By the end of the year, I took my max of 230. Now, granted, we're talking my absolute max, where if you put 10 more pounds on the bar, it was not going to be lifted. So I took my absolute max from 230 to 280 within the course of that year. And of all the things I were doing working out after my first 2 years of lifting, the only thing that really changed was I added creatine to the mix. It's very effective, and when people are bored on YouTube, look up creatine monohydrate and benefits and read about it. Anyone who knows anything in industry will tell you that creatine monohydrate is effective. Other supplements. I would say if you feel that your daily diet isn't up to par, a quality multivitamin / multimineral is probably a good thing to take. Something to keep in mind is what the FDA calls your recommended daily allowance, or the recommended daily suggested amount. Their figures are way too low. Their figures are the amount that you need to stop yourself from being sick, but they put their amounts too low. For example, when they say their recommended daily allowance of B12 is this many milligrams, and then they say that's 100% of your recommended daily, it's not near enough. So whenever you're getting a multivitamin, if all the way down the list on the common supplements like your B, A, and C vitamins, if they say they're 100% of your daily, consider that multivitamin weak. Consider it not potent enough. You want to get one that says high potency. It wants to exceed 100% on a lot of the vitamins and minerals. Not every vitamin needs to exceed 100% of what they say, because on some of them it's spot on. Like, for example, iron. An adult male needs to be careful how much iron they get. And so you'll rarely find a supplement that says 100% of your daily iron or 200%. Too much iron can have negative effects on people, especially adult males, so that they intentionally keep that low. But on things like your B12s, you want the daily recommended amount on your B vitamins to be like 300% of your daily, 500%, even 1,000%. But you want the B ones to be way up there, well over 100. Same thing with like C and A. You want it to pass 100%. So look for a multivitamin that says high potency. Also, if you want to get a specialized one, like it says men's for like sports, like the gold level. They got some that's designed for people that are strength training, not just the daily average men's, but make sure it says high potency. So there you have creatine monohydrate, daily multivitamin. Your omega liquid filled capsules are really beneficial. They help they help your organs, your joints, your ligaments, your eyes, your hair, your nails. I think that's very beneficial. Best case scenario is one that says it has omega-3, 6, and 9 that covers all your grounds, but I think that's a good thing to take. So you don't need 12 different supplements from a health food store. If you could pick one and you're into getting stronger, creatine or creatine monohydrate, that's the way to go. I'm not going to run on too long about this video, but those are the things that I go with, and that's what works for me. And this is Igual. Thanks for watching.